Hi, I'm Lexi and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is me getting my hair permed, and I know I've talked about it a little bit before, but today's actually the day. I'm about to head to the salon right now. I'm nervous. I've been growing my hair out for this for, this is at least 3 years. I think it was 3 years ago now. I was talking to my stylist. I wanted a perm. I wanted like big brushed out disco curls. And she was like, girl, your hair's hella processed. It's like bleached and it's been like 8 different colors. You can't perm your hair. It'll like melt. It'll just fall. It was like disintegrates. So I was like, okay, that's it. And that was like literally the last time I went in to get my hair done. And I don't think she knew that's why like I stopped coming, but I stopped going. So I've been growing it out since then. The pandemic made it a little easier. I wasn't out and about seeing people with cool haircuts, and also a lot of the hair salons were closed, yada yada. But this is it. This is all natural, unprocessed. I am gonna get a trim. The ends are a little bit like not great, but it's because I know I was getting a trim today, so I haven't done it for quite a few months. Hopefully the end result will be very cool. I want it to look more wild and free and like I've been dancing and sweaty all night, and less like glossy, perfect curls. So we'll see what happens. I've had this done before, literally 20 years ago, 2002, when my first semester of college. So I think, okay, 19 years ago. So it's been a hot minute, but I have had it done before and I remember liking it, and I hope that this works. This is it. It's really happening. It's happening now, and I'm a little nervous because this is the nicest my hair has ever felt. It feels so healthy. It is healthy. It's virgin hair, not dyed, not treated. I rarely heat style it, and today I'm going to damage the shit out of it by getting it permed. So this is me just sitting down at the salon. It took me forever to find a salon that could do this to my hair. I had called a lot of different places and they all said that they didn't feel comfortable doing a perm, or they didn't know how to do a perm, or they only did like straight perms. But I finally realized that I was going to have to go old school and find an older lady who's been doing it since the 80s or something. And I found someone, and she was really great to me. Here she is, like triple wrapping me up. I had several layers on beneath the outer layer because the perm solution is pretty noxious and it's going to get everywhere, as you'll see later in the video. But the first step was just to first wash and then trim my hair. You can see the salon is pretty much deserted. My appointment started at 4:30 p.m. She told me it would go 4 hours. Spoiler, it went longer than that. But it was, yeah, we did this at nighttime because she says it's such a long process, and because the chemicals are really like stinky to everyone else that would be in the salon during the day. So now we're finally to the part where she's wrapping my hair up in the perm rods. They're called rods and not curlers, I think just because they're really hard and not soft the way a traditional curler is. I don't really know. But because my hair is so long, she had to use 2 for each little lock of hair. There's one at the base and one for the length of the hair. You can see this is a lot of perm rods. This took forever. It also weighed a lot. My neck was really sore. That's going to be a common theme throughout this video, is how much all this stuff actually weighs once it's on your head. This is me with all my rods in finally. I swear it must have weighed 10 pounds. And now she's just spraying my hair with some water, just because some of it had kind of dried out before we got to the end. And this is prior to her actually putting the perm solution on my hair. You can also see there's like cotton tucked around my face, and that's just to protect my face from the perm solution that she's about to start putting on.
I have my hair like this.
It's lovely. So here she is putting the solution on my hair. She started at the bottom and she's going to work her way to the top. And you guys, it smelled so bad. And I've smelled perm solutions before, but this, having it right next to my face, was next level. I was trying so hard not to gag, and it was just dripping everywhere because that's what she has to do. She has to just squeeze it all over. In the end, it took 3 bottles of the perming solution to really soak my hair. And you can see it's just dripping all over. If you don't know how perms work, basically you put your hair in the shape that you want it to stay, and then you put a perm solution on it. And the perm solution basically softens your hair. It has to sit like that for a while to really soak into the shaft of the hair and break down the barrier of the hair that is what keeps it like springing back into its natural shape. And the stuff that I have is not the type of stuff that's designed to go under the heater, but because I had so many layers of perm rods on, it still needs to be kind of warm from the warmth of my scalp, but the stuff on the outside was basically not warm at all because it was so far from my scalp. So we had to get creative. So first she put plastic over my hair, and then we ended up sitting under the heater for a while. After she tested a curl and she decided that it had sufficiently softened and formed into the curl shape I want, then she's going to wash it off, and we're going to then put on the hardening solution that rehardens my hair into its new shape. But washing it all off is a whole deal in its own because my head couldn't support the weight of the curlers in the sink. So to wash this stuff off, I actually had to go face first, which was so awful, and water got everywhere. Unfortunately, I don't think we have any footage of that, but it was pretty ridiculous. I just had to hold a towel over my face the whole time. After the perm solution was washed off my head, she had to sort of towel dry it so it wasn't super dripping wet. This was actually quite painful because the rods were very tight in my head and really pulling my hair. When she pressed on them, it really pulled at my scalp in an uncomfortable way, but we had to get it so that it wasn't dripping water anymore. And she actually put me back under the dryer just so that it wasn't like sopping wet and was just slightly damp. I don't know if you can tell by my face, but at this point I'm pretty exhausted. I think I've been in the salon, I don't know, close to 4 hours at this point, and I was just really tired. And not to mention my scalp hurt a lot and my neck was really sore from holding up the weight of all those perm rods. And now here she is finally spraying the hardening solution. I think she called it the perm neutralizer, but it was also not quite as bad as the perm solution, but it was still not pleasant to have this chemical sprayed all over me. After that, it was time to wash all that neutralizing solution out. Now, normally you're supposed to wash it out while you still have the perm rods in your hair, but as I said before, I couldn't really get my head into the wash bowl properly because of the perm rods on my neck and supporting the weight of all that. So she took a few of the perm rods out of my hair, then washed the neutralizing solution out of the rest of the perm rods, and then I sat back up, and then she finally took all of the rods out of my hair, and that also took quite a while. I think probably at least about 45 minutes. So there it is, all done. I'm so excited and happy to finally have the weight of the rods off of me, and that's pretty much where it ended. She sprayed some gel solution on it, which I'll talk about in a little bit.
I just got back from the salon. My hair is so curly, but it's wet, and she said I shouldn't blow dry or anything, just let it air dry and see what it looks like in the morning. But I think she's kind of assuming that I want to wear it kind of in a way that looks like this. I don't think she realizes that was my husband's contribution. Weird Al Yankovic, yes. The one thing I don't like is that she didn't put a part in it, so I've just got I don't know, this is awkward. I just keep doing this. I'm not happy about that. I might try to part it. I don't know what's going on. You guys feel my scalp, my poor scalp. That took 4.5 hours, so I'm anxious to be done. It's late, it's after 9. I'm gonna go to bed and see what it looks like dry in the morning. I'm kind of freaking out about this because my hair, it's so different. It's so different.
3 days later.
Well, I forgot to film the morning after the perm. It was still a little bit damp, so I actually blow dried it a little bit, not blasting it with heat, just to make it not quite so damp at the base, and then we were done. But it was very similar to this. Since then, it's sort of gotten a little bit messy. You can see some of the curls have kind of gotten like separated and stuff, but I like it. It's not how I would have styled it. The hairstylist sprayed my hair with gel, so it's very not puffy. I think that she thinks that that's what I want, like that's what people want. That's not what I want, but you know, it's fine. I'm never quite happy with the way hairstylists style my hair after a haircut anyway, so like it doesn't matter. But the only bad thing was that I wasn't allowed to wash it for 3 days. You can't wash your hair for 3 days after a perm.
Isn't it the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm, at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate?
So I've just been stuck with it, kind of like this, but tonight is the 3rd day and I'm gonna go wash it right now and style it the way I want, see how I feel about it. But yeah, this is the end result. Okay, so this is what I'm working with right now. It's still actually a tiny bit damp. I washed it, and when it was wet, I just brushed it out once, and then I blow dried it. But while I was blow drying it, I didn't brush it again, and this is the look. And this is more like what I was hoping for, so it's really great. I think I'd like to get a little bit more volume with styling, and I think what I need to do, it's not quite all the way dry, is maybe blow dry it, back comb it a little bit, hairspray it, something like that. But this, even just by itself, is like amazing. This is what I've always wanted my hair to look like, so I'm really excited and happy. And that is my perm story. So I'm gonna get ready to go out now and see a band play, and my hair looks amazing and I'm really happy. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Let's go on a date.